Are you seeing headlines about multiple offers being back? All the things. This is true, but the honest truth is it's a very finite market. It's happening as we see it every once in a while, but even the top producers that I'm talking to are talking about having listings that go like this, especially in that $1 to $1.5 million price point, and then listings that stay. So while you're here, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things on all the channels that you're on. I bring you information about the market. It's more strategic based. It's more, actually getting out there and showing you how we can make homeownership a possibility for you, someone else, or, ultimately help you build wealth through real estate. So do all those things, but let's really dive in. So here's the reality. The truth is that certain price points, certain locations are seeing the multiple offers. Multiple offers is not what it used to be, right? We're seeing multiple offers. We're seeing people take offers Saturday afternoon when they just listed on Friday, 18 hours on market, 28 hours on market, 36 hours on market. We're seeing those headlines. And yes, I would be lying to you if that was not happening. However, there is multiple homes sitting on the market with very few showings in certain areas, whether that's a price point thing, whether that's, a staging thing or whatever it is. And this is a reality. The market is actually on pace to have less transactions than they had last year when that was the lowest since 1995. So yes, there is some multiple offer situations coming up. It's not the crazy 50, 60, 100K over unless it's priced absolutely ridiculously. It's absolutely few and far between, and that means there's opportunity. There's opportunity in this market for the buyer who's ready to go. And so that's the truth about the market. Yes, if we have a house that goes under contract like this, it's great, everyone's happy, all the things. But then what happens, right? We're seeing opportunities with buyers come in on these houses that have been on for average days on market or longer or whatever. And they're coming in and saying, okay, well, I can get a deal. And they come in, I'm gonna offer a little bit lower, I'm gonna get a concession. Sellers are like, okay, that works. And then they're like, okay, at inspection, we need, this, and it keeps coming. And that's where we're seeing the rift right now is the sellers are saying, hey, look, we already hooked you up, like at the front end, right? Don't come at me with my water heater's old or all of that. And so we're seeing a lot of people at that inspection time just kind of be like, we'll wait and see, because the longer they sit there, maybe they're seeing more houses, maybe they've done other things. And this is all opportunity for you as a buyer out there to get back in. So even in those multiple offer situations, if I'm not your agent, talk about backup position, backup offers, because now more than ever, things are falling out. I was just at a realtor event last night, and the title company was saying, yep, fallout. And then we're seeing fallout. So even if these listings are going under contract right away, or even after, there is more opportunity. And what that produces is just a more anxious seller, maybe a more willing seller to be like, get this off my plate. Not to say that's the 100% way it's gonna go, but that is this market. And the good news is on the interest rate side, I'm not a lender. I'm not going to talk about quoting rates, but what we have seen rates do is they came down a little bit and then they kind of flattened out, right? And they're kind of waiting to see what this economy is doing and all the things, but you know what to expect. And what you shouldn't expect is the rates to be, way down in the 5s or close to the 4s. Because that's probably not going to happen. It probably shouldn't happen. We've been there. We've learned our lesson, hopefully, and we're working on it, right? Not to mention that it's our lesson, like we did it and we have all the control. But the truth is that if we see rates come down, they're not going to come down, 2 points or something seriously wrong. So now we're kind of at this flattened out pace around 6 3/4, whatever it is, right? And you as a buyer is sitting waiting for it to come down, what, a quarter, a half, down to 6. But ultimately right now you have the most number of homes you're going to look at probably all year. You have some sellers that are wondering what's going on with the market, and you have rates that are understandable. The sellers will offer concessions if they, aren't in those multiple offer situations. And then that's opportunity for you as a buyer. And if we can step back and talk about this as like, okay, we're not buying our dream house out of, college or out of high school or whatever we're doing, right? Like this is the expectations and the emotions that we need to focus on, but it truly is an opportunity because we are in a spring market with more inventory than we've seen, legitimately in Colorado, in the C470 loop, C4, E470, basically what I call the metro area. There is like 4,953 homes under 650,000. I know if you're watching from somewhere else, you're like, dang, that's crazy. And $650,000 is a lot of money, but there was that many homes on the entire market in Denver at times during the, super low inventory times. So we're almost, double the inventory there. So there's options, there's things to look at. There's all these different reasons that buyers should really be starting to focus. And if you're renting out there and you're waiting and you've been waiting for an opportune time, this might just be that time, right? Because you've had this and all the things. People say, well, Jeremy, what about, how home prices are going to be affected and all this stuff? The truth is that homes are still appraising for the most part, right? And these concessions are all opportunity that, we're talking about. So that is the key. You can get a better rate with a seller concession than you will probably see the rest of the year if you are offering on homes that are, 5 to 10 days on the market or more. I can promise you that. So there's no reason to wait. We have willing sellers. We have, buyers that are just kind of waiting on the sidelines. Get in now. I'm telling you, it is worth it. And it's not, not to say that, I need the paycheck or anything like that. It's just the opportunity makes a lot of sense right now, and that is why. So when we wait, when those rates do come down and people are kind of privy to that, okay, it's out there, everyone's pushing it out there. I mean, every time the rates drop, like everybody's, posting and saying, now's the time. But why waiting isn't ideal is because when there's more people entering the market, maybe there's less inventory, maybe that inventory gets bought up, maybe that competition extends from just that perfect, storm that we're seeing now to, most of the metro area or whatever, and then the sellers are less likely to give those concessions. And the truth is our temperature for interest rates got so, we got so hungry, back in the day, 3-4%, right? And if we think about that and we sit on that and we're like, okay, that's where we're trying to get to, you're going to lose that money when it comes. So being thoughtful, being ahead of it, using the concession, getting it to a low, a decent spot. And then if it does go crazy and go way down again, you can always refinance. And so that's the important piece, is understanding what your options are, what that monthly payment even looks like. Do you know what the difference of a monthly payment of, a 7% interest rate versus 6% interest rate? Like, and understand, like, okay, what are we waiting for? And is the opportunity, yes, what the lenders are saying, what everyone's saying is this interest rate, but is there an opportunity to get a lower one right now with what the sellers have in their pocket, and all that equity, versus waiting for it to, be available to everyone? The truth is yes, and that's why it's an opportune time to buy a home right now. So as we kind of, bring this back to the table here, boots on the ground, we're seeing a lot of activity, right? My phone's ringing. People are starting to be like, okay, we're ready to move. We need more space. We need less space. We're done sitting on the sidelines. We're done doing this. We're going to enter this market. We're okay with, letting our 3, 4, 5% interest rate go, and we're just going to cash in on the equity and go get it, right? This is absolutely something that we need to be discussing and talking about as we push forward to understand that these situations are happening, right? We're going to continue to have a steady flow of inventory, whether it's life changes, whether people just want to make upgrades or downgrades. There's going to be that steady flow of inventory. So I don't see that we're going to have a major low inventory where, the prices are 100K up and bidding wars and all the things, unless we get to a point where the affordability is so good with the lower interest rate. So I'm having a lot of activity. I'm having a lot of people that own homes with low interest rates reach out. I'm having a lot of people that are like, I'm sick of this house, or I have to move, or this is happening, or that's happening. A lot of that is occurring in my, space right now. And so conversations are certainly happening. What I don't have a lot of is these buyers. And that's why I made this video, so that we can talk about this, is how do we get the buyers ready, right? Now's the time. Okay, I have 8, 9, 10 listings, right? I have buyers who are waiting on the sideline, kind of doing their thing. Maybe we'll see a house once every couple weeks. We're kind of slowly working towards that. So this is where the time comes where you can certainly strike, or my buyers are waiting to sell their house, and we're working on that as well. So if you are considering it, if you know someone who's renting, send them this video. The time is now to have a conversation. And the truth is, none of this may matter to you. As I always say on this channel, the time is right when it's right for you. And that's what we're really focused on. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in and being lifelong fans of Why Invest Wednesday. We'll see you next time. Throw me a like. Let me know if I said something that you didn't like. Let me know if I said something you did like. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.